Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was the 3rd? Yeah, the 3rd of February, 2024. I almost wasn't sure of myself there. And a great streaming day, although a little bit of a weird one, I would say, with a random game thrown into the mix that originally wasn't part of the schedule, but people had wanted to see because it had suddenly released for free earlier this week, and there was enough demand for it. People had actually voted for it, and so we checked it out today. But first, before we get to that, on the Level 1 podcast this morning, I guess it was time to talk about my annual discussion about how bad YouTube's DMCA takedown system is when it comes to false copyright claims. The reason I had to talk about it on the podcast today is because, once again, some of my detractors and or trolls are saying that someone is impersonating me and taking down their content, and they started threatening me in emails this week as if I could do something about it. I've already previously last year did everything within my power to get that to stop, including contacting YouTube's legal department, which blew me off with a form letter support response and didn't give me any help at all, and the YouTube partner chat, which said it's not my legal responsibility whatsoever to deal with it, because if it's not me and I'm not claiming it, it's not on my YouTube channel. I have no way to stop it. Therefore, anyone who gets false claims has to basically have a lawyer contact YouTube if they want to go further than just wait the standard counter notification time frame, which means, you get a false claim against you, you do a counter notification, you have to wait like 2 weeks, and then it clears up. So, it is what it is. I've tried to help, even though these people don't like me and try to hurt me on a daily basis. I've literally gone out of my way to try to help these people, and I can't because YouTube doesn't listen, but yet they still threaten me. Oh, I'm going to sue you. Oh, I'm going to hit you with copyright strikes. And it's like, what will that do? Won't solve your problem. Get thrown out of court. Waste everyone's time. It is what it is. If you want the full explanation of everything going on, watch the podcast from this morning. It goes into way more detail about all of this. And then today's first gameplay stream was Silent Hill: The Short Message. This was the game that was all of a sudden released on Wednesday during Sony's State of Play digital event during my stream of Baldur's Gate 3. And some people were like, well, will you play it? And I'm like, well, I don't know what it is. If people are interested in seeing me play it, if people say it's good or whatever, let's figure it out. So I had my day off Thursday, and then we talked about it Friday, and people seemed to be under the impression they wanted to see me try it. So we did a poll, and the people voted for today. Do it today. Don't delay it. Don't do it during the Super Bowl marathon. Just do it today. So we did. It was about 2.5 hours long. So I'm glad I did it on a major stream. If I tried to do it on a night stream, it wouldn't have been in time, and it would have been crammed and rushed and not good. Basically, as they say, it's a walking simulator. All you're really doing is you're walking around, you're reading logs about what's happened to this group of teenage girls, some of which have had horrible things happen to them and even pass away. And so you're piecing together pieces of a puzzle. This girl who you're playing is trapped in this endless loop, almost like Groundhog Day, inside this haunted facility. And there is a monster that comes after her from time to time that she has to avoid and try to get to the next part without getting killed. She can die in it, by the way. So it was, let me put it this way. Was it terrible? No, it wasn't. Especially for something that's free. They didn't even charge for it. It's a fine 2.5 hours. If you like that style of walking simulator survival game with horror elements, that's exactly what it is. But without spoiling the story, they screwed up their own story. There's a part of the plot that says something distinctly happened to one of the 3 teenagers, and then later on in the story, they retcon it with no explanation, so the whole story makes no sense. And of course, at the end, people are like, oh, well, it's open to interpretation. I'm like, no, it's not. That's a cop-out. Don't say that, because then you give the writers an excuse for having bad writing. They literally said this happened to this person in the story, and then later on in the story, it didn't happen. That's bullshit. That's bad. That's not a good narrative, and it frustrates me because so many games seem to be doing this these days, especially horror games, where they just think that they can do whatever they want, not write a definitive ending, not give you a satisfying ending, and or just use really poor writing skills, but because it's a video game, we're just supposed to forgive it. No, we shouldn't forgive it. In this particular case, this game would have been better if the ending made sense. It makes literally no sense. So you spend 2.5 hours going through this game. Actually, by the way, the end segment of the game is very frustrating. There's a final chase sequence, and in order to survive, you have to find 4 items in the environment that aren't explained where they are, and then get to a door that unlocks after you grab them. If at any moment you take a wrong turn, the enemy that's chasing you insta-kills you, and you have to do the entire thing over. Some people said they took over 30 to 40 minutes to do it. It took me maybe 10, 15, and it was kind of annoying. But I got it done, and I'll say it's something unique. It's something worth a watch. Is it creepy? Yes, there's some creepy moments. Is it scary? No. Creepy, yes. Scary, no. But that's my take. I don't really get scared by video games. Give it a look. Whole playthroughs live here on the channel. Hope you enjoy it. Okay? Late stream tonight was Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. And this stream really felt, for me, the first actual full major stream where we had choice to do what we wanted to do. Could we do story? Yes, we could. Could we do side content? Yes, we could. Could we just wander around fighting enemies, collecting items? Sure. There was so much going on in the game now that you finally feel like you have real control. And, I mean, we're at this point, we were, what, 11 hours in? So it's good that now we're getting that level of control. Good stuff. And I did a lot of story tonight on purpose because my goal is to try to unlock the Dondoko Island Animal Crossing-esque sim minigame by Valentine's Day, which would be 11 days from now. Now, I'm playing it 2 more times this week, 3 times next week, and if I get enough in and unlock it, that would be great, because on Valentine's Day night, I would like to have my first ever co-op stream with my wife, where we're going to do the Dondoko Island together. The problem is, the game's pacing is very slow. All Yakuza / Like a Dragon games have slow pacing, so tonight it's like, oh, story mission. Well, no, actually, the story mission just unlocked a side quest that you can do later. Then why does it say it's a story mission, and why is it necessary to the story? You know, it's like, why did I have to do that? It should have been listed as a side mission, but it's really not. Not to say I didn't do side missions on purpose. I did. I did quite a few side missions on purpose, and there's some side missions you just walk into and they start. You don't even know that they're there. So I continued to level up, got some, new abilities and stuff unlocked. Good story elements, a good big boss fight near the end. Actually, there were 2 big boss fights near the end. One was story-based and one was optional. It was one of those crown fights, like a mini-boss area. So it was good. It was a good stream. People really enjoyed it. They were engaging the entire stream. Yeah, overall, had a great time today. Really, really did. Enjoyed myself, and looking forward to more Like a Dragon on Monday night. Okay, tomorrow, guys, Sunday, the 4th of February, is React Day. And what I mean by that is I am reacting all day long. Just listen to the schedule. First, it's a Level 1 podcast. And in the morning, I'm sure we'll be talking about this Silent Hill game and everything else that happened today. Plus, if there's any news, it'll be a fun podcast. And then we're going to jump over to DSP Reacts, my React channel, where we're going to do DSP versus the Internet, my weekly React show. That's about 3 hours of reacting to clips from all over the Internet. On the late stream tomorrow night, finally, we have our answer. I will be doing a retro react stream over on DSP Throwback. So it's a throwback stream of me reacting to old gameplay. I'm going to be reacting to Dark Souls 1, the original run from 2011 per your votes. That's cool. That's a run where I had never played a FromSoft game before. I was completely clueless of what I was doing, and I was just dying and flubbing it and really getting frustrated at that game. I mean, eventually it resulted in a rage quit. So that's going to be fun to watch back and comment on, but I do have to forewarn all of you. That playthrough was done with a camera. This is not like Red Dead or Final Fantasy 13 that's on that channel. It's not upscaled. The audio hasn't been scrubbed. It's going to sound like shit. Nothing we can do about that. That's the original run from 2011, and it's going to be about 2 hours of reacting to that. And then when I'm done with all of that, then I have to film a private React video for Slayer that's about an hour long. So I'm going to have a crazy long night tomorrow night, okay? But, again, it is what it is. It's an all-React day for me. Hopefully, I can get it all done in a good amount of time, and then, we move on to gameplay back on Monday, because on Monday, it's going to be a new character in Tekken 8 on the first stream, and more Like a Dragon on the late stream. For those who want Baldur's Gate 3, no worries. Tuesday and Wednesday, the main streams are going to be Baldur's Gate, okay? Thank you all. Great streaming day. Had a great time. Please have a good evening. Enjoy all the content on demand. The Silent Hill stuff in particular is unique and interesting, and I hope to see you tomorrow for React Day. Peace out. Have a good night. See you then, and good night.